And so they didn't have any evidence that it happened. Any evidence that it happened, even though later we would find that Andre Carson's audio tape unfortunately was not aired until 2 weeks later. But my suspicions were at about day 4 of this propaganda campaign to say Tea Party racist, an unfortunate, horrible incident of epic proportion. It was like the 1960s all over again. They finally got their moment by making it up, by using a civil rights legend to perpetuate this mythology. On Thursday, I had called everybody up that I knew, every Tea Party group, and I had enough people that were there at the Cannon House steps that said it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. We didn't hear it once. And so I offered on Thursday $10,000. I said, I don't know, I'll give $10,000 to the United Negro College Fund to anyone that shows me one. Congressman Carson says it happened 15 times, and I'm not going to make them hold them accountable for all 15. But if you can show me in that sea of new media once where the N-word was used, I'll give $10,000. And then I noticed that these microphone hogs were nowhere to be found. They just scurried. And that the mainstream media was like, okay, okay, mister, I don't know what you're doing with this $10,000 reward business. You shouldn't be challenging a civil rights legend, young man, middle-aged man, paunchy middle-aged grain man. And I'm like, okay, so the Congressional Black Caucus is now stepping it back, doesn't want to have a discussion about this. The mainstream media is like, you're not allowed to challenge things. I'm like, wait, I think it really, really, really didn't happen. And so I said on Friday, $20,000. I said, I didn't have it, by the way. I was bluffing, George Stephanopoulos. I was bluffing. I would have found it. I've got couches. And then the next day, I was to go to Searchlight, Nevada. I swear this is true. 10,000 Thursday, 20,000 Friday, and then Searchlight, Nevada. And I get out of a van. No, I get out of my car, and there's another group of people following me. They're doing a documentary on the Tea Party, so there was a camera following me. And I thought that we were at the place where we were supposed to be going. Searchlight, Nevada, the home of if you wonder, you know how sometimes a dog looks like the owner, especially Shar-Peis? You know? Harry Reid looks like the landscape of Searchlight, Nevada. It's very strange. It's very lunar. It's like a lunar landscape. We stop in the middle of nowhere, lunar landscape, and there's a tiny, tiny, tiny little one-room casino called The Nugget. Not the Golden Nuggets, The Nugget. And I noticed across the street, there are a bunch of union fellas, union individuals across the street. It was the IBEW Local 357. And did you ever see the movie River's Edge? Enough said. And these union people had one guy on the very end. There were about 35 of them. Had one guy at the very end, and there was a procession of the Tea Party coming into town. Hundreds, thousands of cars. And the Tea Party buses are coming into town. And I noticed that one guy was holding a sign that said Searchlight and an arrow, and he pointing it down a road, and I didn't know that that was the wrong direction, but he looked at me, and he says, I'm directing them down the wrong road. And I was like, what? And I just started walking towards him. I love confrontation, I really do. My wife hates this part about me, and I've got a camera following me. And I said, why would you do that? And right when I'm having that conversation with him, the buses start going by, and I hear, what's going on, what's going on? And eggs start hitting the Tea Party bus. And the union guys, It's a felony, okay, to throw things, especially hurling projectiles at a moving bus that is traveling this close to the sidewalk where there are about 50 people. Not safe. If you felt a rock hit your car, wouldn't you go like that maybe? You know, out of fright? What they did was spectacularly stupid, spectacularly juvenile, and could have killed people. We were right there. I was right there. And so my adrenaline is pumping. I'm freaking out. I'm going, who are these people? And I start going into this crowd of the local IBEW 357. I go, who did that? Who did that? I'm not kidding you. One guy starts saying, you're racist. All right. You just threw eggs and now I'm a racist. They're spastic and they have Tourette's. That is the explanation. That's it. That's it. You're racist, sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic. Katie Couric has Tourette's. That's the only explanation for these people. And so I'm in there and they start surrounding me. I'm like, how did this happen? How do I find myself? I'm in this national controversy over the N-word thing where I'm offering this money. Now I have these people surrounding me. And one guy says, and I swear they're trained, if you don't get this guy out of here, I'm going to have to go to jail today. And you capture him saying that on tape, okay? I think that's a very passive-aggressive way of saying I'm going to beat you up. It was a threat. They had local IBEW, local 357, all wearing blue. They'd just thrown eggs. They're calling me racist. I'm like, oh my God, who are these people? I mean, we really are in a war against some really nasty people. And then my guys keep saying, Andrew, we need to get out of here. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Who are these people? They're supporting Harry Reid, and this is what they're doing, and they're throwing the eggs. And I start walking away. God, this is long. We were really, call your babysitters, we're going to have a break. Okay. And I walk away, and I get over to the Nugget parking lot by myself, and I see two police cars coming towards me, and they come out. One guy, they were in their car. And they go, we got to report you were throwing eggs at the Tea Party bus. Like, you see that camera right there? It has video of them throwing the eggs, okay? So now not only do you have a crime that they think is worthy of coming towards me, two cars, but you now have, if true and provably true, you have a local Harry Reid supporting union now falsely charging me with the act that they did. There has to be a law against that. Rapist, I don't know. I mean, can you just accuse people of things? If it's true, I'll do it. It'd be fun. I know who to go after. Are you allowed to do that? But I told the police officers, we can show you who did it. And they just drove off. They're like, nope, we're not interested. It's Harry Reid's county. He owns it. This is why we fight. This is why we fight. That is corruption. Those union thugs, we did a search on who they were because we had their faces, and we spent the next week in my offices trying to find out who those people were. And we found out two of them and their names. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but we found out through public records that they were both making about $120,000 a year, working for this union. That's a lot of money in Nevada. That's a lot of money in Nevada. And who was the person who called the police on me and is telling the police on video? Who's the person who's saying, he was the guy. He was the guy that started all this. He's the bad guy. We have it all on tape. The field director for the Nevada Democratic Party, his name is Brian DiMarzio. Hi, Brian. And of course, the Las Vegas Journal-Review doesn't think this is a story, as we call them. The media is the problem. The police don't think this is a problem, even though I go on Hannity to show it. We've got a problem, don't we? Don't we have a problem? And so I'm agitated, I'm all riled up, and I'm like on the, again, Sarah Palin was talking, so I'm used to being the off, Lollapalooza guy. But I got up there and I was really riled up. And I said, I offer $100,000 now. I was just so angry. I go, $100,000. I'm just so sick of these people. I just want to prove this thing once and for all. The media won't play it up.